The film starts with a high school boy named Choi Jun-woo, who has just transferred to a new school. Jun-woo comes from a modest background. His parents divorced some time ago, and his family struggles financially. Due to the poor condition of his family and not having a prominent family, Jun-woo is often left out from his old school and doesn't have many friends. Not long after, Jun-woo was forced to transfer to another school because, at his old school, he had gotten into quite a complicated problem after he was accused of being a thief of a teacher's belongings. On his way to his new school, Jun-woo nearly collided with a car driven by a girl named Soo-bin, who attends the same school and is known for being a bright and kind student. Unfortunately, rumors about why Jun-woo transferred schools have already spread, so his new classmates aren't very welcoming. At school, a teacher named Han Kyol introduces Jun-woo to a classmate named Mo Wee-young. It was revealed that Wee-young comes from a wealthy, respected family and is known for his intelligence and perfect grades. After school, Jun-woo looks for a part-time job at a convenience store, needing to support himself financially. On his first day, he's given an assignment to deliver an order, which leads him to a house where his classmates are attending private tutoring. While he's about to throw away a garbage bag, he unexpectedly crosses paths with Wee-young, who is secretly retrieving a watch from the trash. Later, Jun-woo is called to the teacher's office because someone accused him of stealing a watch belonging to teacher Sean Jae-young. At that moment, Jun-woo knows that he's innocent and realizes that Wee-young is the real culprit. Fortunately, due to lack of evidence, Jun-woo isn't punished, though he's frustrated by the false accusations. The following day, Jun-woo is paired with Soo-bin for a group assignment. Soo-bin divides the tasks evenly, asking Jun-woo to complete his part. During this time, she finds him to be kind and not at all like the rumors suggest. She then starts reaching out to him, hoping he won't feel alone or struggle to fit in at school. After school, Jun-woo confronts Wee-young, asking why he hid the teacher's watch and refused to tell the truth. Jun-woo tries to pressure him to admit what happened, but Wee-young declines, fearing it would damage his reputation as a model student. That evening, Soo-bin's mother calls, asking her to meet a new private tutor. Soo-bin doesn't want to add another tutoring session to her schedule, but she reluctantly agrees due to her mother's insistence. Realizing she's running late, she borrows a bicycle from Jun-woo, who happens to be nearby. In the evening, after her tutoring session, Soo-bin returned Jun-woo's bike to the convenience store where he worked. As they talked more, she began to understand the tough life he led, and their friendship grew closer. Meanwhile, Wee-young was feeling intense pressure from his father, who expected him to be a top student like his older brother. A few days later, Ki-tae, one of Jun-woo's classmates, found Ms. Sun's missing watch in Jun-woo's locker. At the same time, Jun-woo quickly realized that Wee-young must have planted it there to get him in trouble and possibly expelled. Seizing the chance to look good, Wee-young persuaded Ms. Sun to forgive Jun-woo, making himself appear kind and noble to the teachers. Over time, Jun-woo and Soo-bin grew even closer, as they often worked on school assignments together. One day, Jun-woo received word that his best friend, Joo-ho, was being bullied again at his old school. Determined to protect him, Jun-woo got into a fight with the bullies to defend Joo-ho. Unexpectedly, Soo-bin also found out and warned him to be careful, knowing he could be expelled if the school discovered the fight. Their close bond eventually blossomed into mutual feelings, but their moments together were often interrupted by Wee-young, who continued to insert himself into Soo-bin's life, making it hard for her to avoid him due to their family connections. One day, Mr. Han, a teacher, received a letter from Joo-ho explaining that Jun-woo had left his previous school because he was wrongly accused while protecting Joo-ho from a theft case. Realizing Jun-woo's situation, Mr. Han decided to help keep him out of trouble and prevent any further threats of expulsion. A few days later, Jun-woo received the heartbreaking news that Joo-ho had been rushed to the hospital after being attacked and beaten by a group of teenage boys. Sadly, Joo-ho did not survive his injuries. Jun-woo soon learned that the person behind the attack was Wee-young, who had ordered Ki-tae and his friends to harm Joo-ho. Overcome with anger, Jun-woo nearly lashed out at Wee-young, but Soo-bin and Mr. Han managed to calm him down. The following day, Mr. Han was assigned as Jun-woo's homeroom teacher, allowing him to offer more support in resolving Jun-woo's struggles. That evening, Junwoo overheard Subin being scolded by her mother for skipping private lessons. Feeling sorry for her, he approached her to offer comfort. Subin then revealed her true feelings, admitting that she had always cared about him and worried because she liked him. Hearing this, Junwoo was so flustered that he lost his balance and fell off his bike. Both of them felt awkward but happy, as it was the first time they openly shared their feelings, even though they had secretly liked each other for a long time. Meanwhile, a girl named Romy, who had a crush on Junwoo, kept trying to get close to him, though he never showed much interest in her. The next evening, Subin decided to stay at a friend's house after an argument with her mother. Hearing about this, Junwoo wanted to pick her up himself, worried her mother might be concerned. But when he arrived, he saw that Wee Young had already picked her up, sparking jealousy over Subin's closeness with Wee Young. Unexpectedly, things between Junwoo and Subin became strained when, after a seat rotation in class, Junwoo was paired with Romy, making Subin feel jealous in return. The next day, Wee Young noticed that another student, Sang-hoon, scored much higher than him in math. This made Wee Young feel down, worried that he might lose his top position in the school rankings. At the same time, Sang-hoon confronted Wee Young, accusing him of manipulating his math scores in the previous exam. One day, Junwoo asked Subin if they could talk privately on the school grounds. During their conversation, he gathered his courage and asked her out on a date to watch a movie together. Meanwhile, the tension between Sang-hoon and Wee Young kept building. During this time, Sang-hoon's father, who worked for Wee Young's father's company, was suddenly threatened with a transfer to a different town. Knowing his father's job was at stake, Sang-hoon felt powerless to speak out against Wee Young, even though he knew the truth about the score manipulation. Not long after, Junwoo and Subin's relationship grew closer, and they enjoyed their time together as a happy, young couple. They were sharing a sweet, romantic phase, which was a stark contrast to Wee Young's life, where he was under constant pressure from his father, who expected him to be the perfect student. One day, while Junwoo was stopping by Subin's house, they unexpectedly ran into Junwoo's mother, who was helping Subin's mother with household chores. With no way to hide it, Junwoo and Subin told his mother about their relationship. Thankfully, Junwoo's mother wasn't upset. She supported their relationship, respecting their feelings for each other. She even suggested that Junwoo should tell Subin's mother about their relationship to avoid any misunderstandings in the future. A few days later, rumors about Wee Young's score manipulation spread across social media. To his shock, he also discovered that his perfect academic record was partly due to his father bribing the school. One day, Junwoo invited Subin out for a fun day at a playground and later brought her over to his house for lunch. While they were eating, Subin's mother unexpectedly showed up bringing some fruit for Junwoo's mom. Seeing Subin with Junwoo, her mother felt deeply disappointed and nearly slapped her in front of him, insisting that she didn't want her daughter dating. After that, Subin's mother told Junwoo to stay away from her daughter and took away Subin's phone so they couldn't communicate. The next day, Junwoo decided to keep his distance, wanting to protect Subin from getting into more trouble. A few days later, the education office arrived at the school to investigate Wee Young's score manipulation case. Apparently, Sang-hoon's father had reported the issue, and Junwoo learned about it from Sang-hoon. The investigation soon revealed that Wee Young was guilty of manipulating his scores and stealing a teacher's belongings. This cleared Junwoo's name, proving he had never been involved in any theft. Before being expelled, Wee Young met with Junwoo and apologized for all the trouble he had caused. The next day, Junwoo visited his mother's restaurant, only to find that it had been closed down due to financial struggles. Feeling guilty for not noticing his mother's hardships, he decided to transfer to a school closer to where she worked so he could help her out. A few days before transferring, Junwoo asked Subin's mother for permission to take Subin on one last date. Fortunately, she agreed, and Subin was overjoyed. Their date was a beautiful, bittersweet experience, filled with both joy and sadness, as they knew it was their last time together. The next day, Junwoo asked Subin not to try to see him, as he feared their separation would be too painful for her. However, after seeing their bicycles and photos at his old house, Subin couldn't stop herself from going to see him one last time. She rushed to the city terminal to catch him before he left. The film ends with a heartfelt scene of Subin and Junwoo hugging each other at the terminal, expressing their deep feelings for each other as they say goodbye. So, the moral of the story is, life might throw you under the bus, but as long as you've got someone to secretly borrow bikes from and hug dramatically at a bus terminal, you're doing okay. Also, avoid shady people who hide watches in garbage bags.